Alright, can someone tell me if the audio is too loud or not loud enough? Okay, I think this is better. Alright, I'm gonna get started. And yeah. Okay, so welcome to today's talk. We will be discussing computer forensics, and I'll be demonstrating a pretty cool forensics tool called Autopsy. Now, to understand Autopsy, we need to first know what it's used for, which is computer forensics. So, computer forensics is a branch that focuses on extracting data or evidence from computers. Give me a second real quick. I'm going to turn up the gain. Alright, so computer forensics is about extraction of data from computers. It's something that is super commonly used by law enforcement agencies for investigating crime. Let's say that you work for the FBI and they have a laptop of a potential criminal that they want you to investigate. You will definitely be using some sort of computer forensics tool to find out what this dude was up to. So today we will be messing around with a pretty popular tool called Autopsy. And so to understand Autopsy, we need to talk a little bit about the sleuth kit. Now, the sleuth kit is a collection of different tools of different tools for data extraction from different types of storage drives. These utilities are both in Unix and Windows, and it's pretty much made to facilitate forensic analysis. So Autopsy is, in brief, a graphical user interface for the sleuth kit. It has all the tools of the sleuth kit and also allows you to add new modules as well as build your own. So let's go to their website and check out some of the features. So Autopsy allows multiple users to work on the same case. It has a graphical interface that allows you to track activities that happened with this specific storage. You can also search for keywords like emails, IP addresses, URLs. You can also look into web history, check the registry, analyze emails, extract images and videos, and do a bunch of other cool stuff. Yeah, you're even allowed to group files together according to type and other elements, just to make the search or extraction of data a lot easier. So installing Autopsy is pretty straightforward. I'm running on Windows right now, and you just need to go to their website, sleuthkit.org, and hover over Autopsy, download. So I'm just gonna launch Autopsy real quick. So I have 4.17, and yeah, so you can pretty much analyze any kind of storage here, whether it's a virtual machine, an image, a physical drive of some sort, even unallocated data. So I am going to start a new case today, and let's call it CSG. And your base directory over here, this is where the extracted data is going to get stored. And oh, okay, CSG2 then. So number is, let's set it to 4, because that's the number of people we have watching. Then as the examiner, you're allowed to name yourself, set your phone number, email, notes, whatever you want, and then you pretty much build the case. So after you have the case set up, they prompt you to select the type of data source, the storage that you want to analyze. So if you have an image or a virtual machine file, you want to select this. If you have something physical like a USB drive that you have plugged in or a hard drive, you want a local disk. You also have options for logical files and unallocated data. So for this demonstration, I have a image of a USB file, not a USB drive, an image of it. So this is what I want to select, and then hit next. So this is going to be the path of your drive. Over here I have this specific image. So this is the one I'm going to select. And then just a bunch of not really important stuff. And you hit next. Okay. So these are the modules that we were talking about. Okay, so you have the option to run the analysis on both allocated and like allocated plus unallocated space. So we're just gonna do it on everything. These are the modules that you have available to you right now. So recent activity tells you what files were recently opened, what was browsed, what was recently stored, what was deleted, etc. Hash lookup allows you to look into the hash. You can also check the hex code. Most of these are pretty self-explanatory. Like file type identification tells you the type of file. You're allowed to search for keywords. You're allowed to look into extensions, parse emails, even find encrypted data. And virtual machine extractor helps you find virtual machine files inside this drive or image. Now, for our demonstration, where is it? Interesting files. Okay, yeah. So interesting files identifier is pretty cool. You're allowed to kind of set up what you define as an interesting file, and you can pretty much make your own rules here on what an interesting file is, what it should be, what it looks like, etc. So for keyword search, I want them all selected, and that is what we have. So next. Now, depending on the size of your drive, this is going to take like a lot of time or no time at all. It also depends on your computer. So this image is pretty small. It's like 8 or 9 megabytes. So this is happening very fast. And once you have analyzed it, this is kind of what you're left with. And what the hell is that? Okay. So this is what you're left with. And if you look here, you'll see that you're divided into file. Like you have the files divided into different types. Some stuff is still going on, and you can see that stuff are getting added here. So if you look at file types, you'll see that they're divided by extension as well as by MIME type. Now, in the extension, you'll see that it's divided. You like Autopsy found different images, and these are what we have right now. File extension. Autopsy also found some archives, some databases, and the cool part, so Autopsy found some deleted files as well. Okay, we'll look into those a little later. So in the results section, you'll see that some encrypted files were detected, some web downloads, some metadata. These are all pretty interesting stuff. So these divisions are made so that it's a lot easier for you to search for what you're looking for. You'll see that you found a bunch of phone numbers here, and yeah, a bunch of phone numbers, and this is a weird bug. Bunch of phone numbers, URLs, credit cards, emails, and the keyword hits found a lot of emails, and also IP addresses, which is pretty cool. So your job as a forensics investigator would be to look into these files and kind of see if you find anything suspicious. So in credit card, you'll see that it found 5 credit card numbers, and you have the ID, the keyword, the card number, pretty much all the data kind of just parsed. And you'll also find emails. So you can kind of look into these emails and see what's happening. You can extract them if you wanted to into your base path, but you should be careful when doing that, because well, certain files might contain viruses that you're not aware of. Now, we can look into this email real quick, and this is what we have. And the metadata pretty much tells you what's happening, who the sender was, who the receiver is, and a lot of details. So over here I have something that you'll definitely be interested in. It concerns your competitor. I'm doing a prior art search for them. Want to know what I found? You know my price. I'll send you the goods after I see half in my account. Make sure you delete this email. Oh, okay. Alright, so from this we kind of understand that we weren't supposed to see this email, and Charlie here isn't being too much of a nice person. And this message was sent to Jamie at projects2400.com. And yeah, Autopsy kind of lets you find all of these things that may or may not have been deleted. You can also go into deleted files, and you can extract these files. So you can kind of extract deleted files and figure out what's going on. So I'm just going to extract this real quick to see if I find anything. I'm going to go into my base path, and let's see what we have. Okay, so this was just an empty file, but you never know. You might find something. So this is, yeah, that's pretty much it. Because of the way we set our keywords module, Autopsy found out all these email addresses, the IPs, the phone numbers, the URLs, and over here, if you select a file, you can look at the image, even if it's deleted. You can look at the hex code of it to kind of get a more deeper understanding of what's happening, if something's encrypted here or whatever. The text doesn't really tell you much here, but yeah, pretty much all the metadata, you'll find it here. If it was if the metadata had the geolocations of this specific image, it would show that as well. It will show who took the file, where it was, its ID, pretty much all the information here. And you can look at images and videos on the top left, and your gallery is going to pop up, and this will show you the images and videos that are in this storage drive. So we have Immortality, which was, let's see, I believe it was over here. So Immortality was a file inside of an encrypted file called 1.zip, and Autopsy kind of just found that for us, and we can look into the file itself, which is a United States patent, and I don't know, it might have the secret to immortality. I don't want to read it. So yeah, the Autopsy also allows you to look at the timeline for this device. The timeline allows you to see when most of the activities happened in this storage device. So here we can see that November and December during this 2009, a lot of activities happened. All these files were modified, and yeah, some were accessed, some were changed, some were created. You can see pretty much everything. And if we want more details, we click on here, and well, we get more details. We can even mess around with these and delete some stuff. We can revive files, and yeah, so this is more just a list view of all that happened, and we can close this off. So once you're done looking into all of this, once you're done extracting whatever you wanted to or finding some evidence, you want to generate a report. And in order to do that, you Autopsy like makes it super easy. You just go to the top right, there's generate report, and you click that, and you can decide what the report is, like what it's going to be, whether it's an HTML, an Excel, etc. So I'm just gonna make an HTML. Gonna hit next and hit next again, and okay, this is where our report is. So alright, so this is what our report looks like. We have all the credit cards that we found, we have all the email messages that we found, and that dog is going crazy. We have all the encryptions that we detected, pretty much a total summary of what we saw in the software itself. So Autopsy is super popular amongst what well, it's just a super popular computer forensics tool, and it's really cool. It's really fun to mess around with. If you have like images that you want to look into, like go ahead, just find interesting stuff. You don't know what you're gonna find, but yeah, that's pretty much it. If any of you have any questions, feel free to ask. Alright, no questions, perfect. Then I am going to end the stream here.